think it works now. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi today, but yeah. So I was walking by and admiring the glow, admiring the top lip too. So before I forget, let's talk about this because you can get one of my favorite products free this month. Okay, so any cell-proof collection will go out with a free lip mask, and that lip mask is what's got that top lip looking like I've been to the med spa and got injected, and I didn't. So you don't have to get the full collection. I know that's quite the investment. It's a worthwhile investment in my book, but I understand everybody's at different places, and you know, and that. So, but when I look with no filter, baby, I'm all about it. Okay. So with that said, at the bare minimum, you want to get the double cleanser and the moisturizer. That's what I'm missing. The moisturizer I absolutely love. One of my favorite products, probably the hands down the best moisturizer I have ever used. The smell alone, it's so thick, it's so rich, so riche, as they like to say in skincare packaging. So I know there is a duo with the cleanser and the moisturizer, I'm pretty sure. And I know there is a trio with the cleanser, the serum, and the moisturizer, and you'll get a free lip complex for free. And since we have it here in my hands, we're gonna put some on. Come put some on because this stuff is amazing. You can see results in as few as 10 minutes. I tested it myself. You can always find that before and after floating around on the internet. So I would definitely be looking into that. I think the lip complex is like a $32 value. So, but that wasn't even my purpose for coming out here today. My purpose, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the fellas are included in this one too. Y'all have been blowing my inbox up about my blood pressure pictures, okay? And I don't blame you, because we all know from many of our parents and grandparents that blood pressure is not something to play with, okay? But what I'm also going to tell you is don't accept the diagnosis as it's just hereditary. So, don't accept the diagnosis as just hereditary, right? You also have to look at what are some of the things that are normal in your family that can help lead. Oh my God, I haven't put anything on my face yet. And just look at that. But I get distracted. I get distracted by my own face. Yes, I'm that person. But anyway, don't just accept that diagnosis as you know, it's hereditary, right? Not only look at the behavior and the lifestyle and things that are just considered normal in your family that would lead to blood pressure, like eating chips with, it's hard for me to eat a sandwich without chips. I am guilty, right? If I have a sandwich with bread, that sandwich I have to have chips. And I really prefer pickles too, not just a pickles, because y'all know your girl love pickles, right? So, you know, you gotta look at your own lifestyle, your own behaviors and habits, and assess where you might need to make some adjustments, right? So what I wanted to talk about is a few things that I've done that are natural to help me lower my blood pressure. And you're watching me do one of them right now, is hydration. Not just merely drinking water, but actual hydration with electrolytes. Hey, beautiful, thank you for joining. But actual electrolytes, because those electrolytes are going to help your body function and help certain processes and functions in your body, like there's electricity that actually helps function us in water as a conductor, right? But that water also needs these electrolytes like magnesium, like potassium, like sodium for a lot of functions, like well over 100 functions, I believe, right, are associated with magnesium alone, right? So electrolytes, right? So you don't just want to drink a lot of water, you want to drink water with electrolytes in it. I can send you some different things, Gina, but I do take a hydration multiplier that has electrolytes in it, and it actually increases, the power of the water that I'm intaking by 3. So it's like, instead of drinking 1 glass of water, I'm drinking 3. Now, I only use 1 packet of those a day, sometimes half a packet of those a day, because I happen to be potassium deficient, and we're going to talk about that in a second. I happen to be potassium deficient. So I have to make sure in my diet I am including potassium. I am also on a high blood pressure medicine that is either potassium based, or it is either potassium based, or it depletes you of potassium, something or other. But I have to watch and make sure I don't have too much potassium, because that's also not good for you. That could lead to some problems. So I really try to, it's this constant ebb and flow, ebb and flow. When you're dehydrated, certain things will happen, like your heart will palpitate. Okay. If you have high blood pressure, you probably don't want heart palpitations. Okay. That's one of the symptoms of dehydration. I know I have other content out here about dehydration. And I can come back and refresh and do a new video, but we ain't talking about that today. We're going to stay on task. Okay. So one of the number one things you can do to lower your blood pressure naturally is hydration. Not just drink water, but actually hydrating water. Okay. Number 2, get up and move your body. That goes for blood pressure. That goes for diabetes, insulin resistance, just overall wellness. You want to be moving your body at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And I know some of us live in the frozen tundra, and that might be hard to do when it's like 80,000 degrees below zero. I get that, right? So what you want to do is you want to, like, I live in a building and there's stairs. I go up and down those stairs as much as I can, right? Today is laundry day. Instead of just camping out down there and doing my laundry and coming back up, I go down, handle my business down there, come back up here and handle my business here. And then I go back down, right? Okay, so that's why we're not going to be long, and we're moving right along here. So hydration, and move your body for 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week, okay? I'm sorry, 3 to 5 times a week. If you're in your 40s, I would definitely say 5 times a week, okay? You want to. And there's no harm in doing it 5 times a week in your 30s either, but you definitely want to 5 times a week. They used to tell us 20 minutes twice a week, and now they're telling us 30 minutes 5 times a week, okay? So that's 2 things, okay? I'm also going to give you some of the foods that I eat regularly to help keep my blood pressure in check, okay? Number 1, cucumbers. Cucumbers are full of water. They're very hydrating, and I notice for me that they really help keep my blood pressure not only because here's the thing, the medicine will have me right around where I'm supposed to be, sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower, and where we're shooting for is 120 over 80 is what they're saying healthy range is. But I have found by doing all of these things along with the supplements that I take, my blood pressure, my resting blood pressure will be as low as it was in my late 20s and early 30s. That is huge to me, because that's just another thing about this whole journey to 50 that I'm on, where I want to look my best and feel my best, right? So if I've got the blood pressure I had at 30, for some people that might not be a big deal, but for me it is, because I was like 36 when they first, talked to me and wanted to put me on blood pressure medicine, and I fought it and lost weight and made some lifestyle changes, okay? And that's part of why you want to move, because the more you move, the better your metabolism and you're going to maintain a healthier weight by doing that, along with hydration, along with eating things like cucumber. So cucumber is one of them. Bananas, right? Bananas. I don't eat a banana every day, but I always have bananas on hand. When I do have one, I'll have a half of one or a full one, depending on what else I ate, because remember, I gotta make sure I don't have too much potassium. That's me, okay? So, bananas, cantaloupe, honeydew, any type of melon, watermelon, your leafy greens. I love collard greens, cabbage. Those are really good foods for your heart, okay? Your crustaceans, so like shrimp and lobster, are actually really good for LDL, not LDL, I think it's HDL, the good cholesterol, okay? So those are also good foods to eat. And I gotta admit it, as much as I hate to, you gotta really watch the red meat. Like lamb is good, buffalo or bison is good. Even the leaner ground beef and that, I just have to watch it. And I love a good steak. I really, really do. But I can't overconsume it because it impacts my blood pressure, right? And so when I have those red meats like that, I make sure I have broccoli, I have asparagus. Those are also good foods for blood pressure. Sweet potatoes, yams are really good for blood pressure. Now, I'm not talking about loaded with cinnamon, brown sugar, and all that stuff. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, because everything in moderation, right? But just, because I know how some of us are, including myself. Oh, I'm going to have a salad and 5,000 calories later, right? So those are really good foods for lowering your blood pressure naturally, okay? And cucumbers, because I'm reading your comment, you love cucumbers. I love cucumbers too. They are such a great food for fat and weight loss. And I hadn't been keeping them in the fridge. And then a week or so ago, I made sure to stock the fridge back up with them. And I finally got that 3 pounds off, okay? So I attribute some of that to cucumbers, plus, just really getting back to basics, okay? So, supplements that I definitely, you can research and do your own research. Again, these supplements do not replace your medications, okay? And you want to talk to your doctor about supplements, but you also want to keep in mind your doctor may feel some type of way about supplements. So they may have a little bit of bias, and it's up for you to discern and advocate and do what you feel is best for you. So supplements that are going to be really beneficial and have studies that support. And here's the thing with supplements, you're always going to find somewhere that says that, oh yeah, there was this study, but it's not enough data. It's probably more data of a study than what's been on your FDA approved medicines, but because it's not approved by the FDA, you see where I'm going here? You're getting you picking up what I'm throwing down, okay? So just keep that in mind, okay? I'm going to just say that. But these statements are not approved by the FDA. They are not intended to diagnose, cure, blah, 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 right? You can go to the website and you will see all of those disclosures as well, just if you're perusing the information or want to buy it. But magnesium, CoQ10, and omega-3 fish oil, those are going to be really, really good for lowering your blood pressure. If stress is an issue, you want to be taking some sort of adaptogen. Exactly. I read reviews and do what I want anyway. I love my baked sweet potatoes with sauteed veggies. Ooh, mushrooms and sweet potatoes are really good. Like baked potatoes with mushrooms in there, it's really good. Don't ask me how I know. So I said magnesium, CoQ10. I think you can only really get potassium from your doctor, and they put me on it once for 30 days. But they don't really like putting people on potassium. I was on it another time when I was having surgery. My potassium was low. And see how the medical system works? Like, they should have been telling me about potassium, right? So it's about, my potassium levels actually get monitored like every 6 months. Like they take a test, but I monitor, I Diet. I supplement with diet. I make sure I have potassium in my diet. Coconut water is another one. I forgot coconut water. Coconut water is amazing for hydration. It's got electrolytes in there. I've posted about, throwing watermelon in the freezer as ice cubes, putting that in your water for extra hydration and electrolytes, and it also helps with headaches. Magnesium too, because magnesium, I'm telling you, magnesium is so important. Multi-mineral, multivitamin, CoQ10, magnesium, and omega fish oil, okay? And then, you're going to want some sort of adaptogen or adaptogen complex to help manage stress if blood pressure is an issue, because when we get stressed, the adrenals and then blood pressure actually increases, right? So you will definitely want to look at things like ashwagandha, holy basil, shashandra, and the complex I take actually has all of those things in there. So that is what I have. That's what I have off the top of my head, and the thingy is going to be going off soon for me to go get my clothes out of the dryer. I'll put the clothes that are in the washer in the dryer. So that's what I have, right? And, doing those things, I want to make sure I'm really, really clear. I am not telling anybody to just cut your medicines. In fact, some of those medicines, you can't just stop them. You have to work with your doctor and kind of wean yourself off of them, which tells you something else, but I ain't going to go there, right? So you want to make sure that you understand that the supplements are just that. They supplement your lifestyle and the medication, right? Remember what I said. The medication will have my blood pressure right where it's supposed to be, right? And the doctor is fine with that. I'm not. I want it lower than that, still within healthy range. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because if I'm in a car accident, if God forbid I do have a heart attack or some other cardiac event, if I have been able to maintain on a consistent level and daily basis, my blood pressure at below the 120 to 180, in my mind, I theorize that I'm going to fare a lot better in some sort of traumatic event. That's what I believe. Now, you can take from that and do what you want to with it. I am not a doctor. I'm just a regular person who advocates for herself when she sees the doctor and really tries to, I'm not of this mindset, completely screw the doctors, screw what they say. And I'm also not completely, I'm just going to go all natural. I really believe, and I find for me, what works is to bring the two together. Okay. And my blood pressure numbers for me are proof that it works for me. You have to figure out what works for you. And that's why I believe in keeping a doctor involved and, getting clean supplements from a company that has resources and information available to you so that you can truly make educated decisions, not conspiracy theory based decisions. That's also why you will never see me throwing companies under the bus for this or that, because a lot of those people who are way over there in conspiracy land, their information and sources are worse, and they often don't even exist. Okay. And not only that, they don't know for a fact that the stuff that they're telling you is truly clean label. And sometimes they will say, use this instead of, Crystal Light. But when you look at the ingredients, I'm just saying, okay? So just keep all of that in mind. I watched this video on TikTok the other day, and she was talking about, you don't fight extremism with extremism. You really got to kind of enjoy and hang around in the gray. And that doesn't mean you don't stand for anything, but you just don't go from one extreme to the other extreme, because extremes is where it gets really, really dangerous. Okay. And so I'm rambling, and I say all that to say that for me, it's a matter of, listening to my doctor, because my doctor does give me good advice. But at the same time, I'm not trying to be on medications, as many medications, and for the rest of my life. If I can first reduce the number of medications, and two, get off of the medications completely, I would love that, right? So I think it's really having a good solid foundation of daily habits and behaviors, really working with your doctor and taking a good chunk of their advice, and then, you know, looking to nature, looking to supplements, because the way I was brought up was the original medicines really were natural and plant-based. However, to be able to get them patented and be able to increase the profits and the price, that's why they started to create synthetic things. And I'm going to let you take that, and I'm going to let you do with that what you will. I will tell you, because I clearly am African American, I'm blackety black, and a huge chunk of my organic audience is also blackety black. I would really do my research on certain blood pressure medications. And I'm going to tell you a very, very quick story. The year was 2009. I had been on lisinopril for at least 2 years for blood pressure. I was on that one pill, and it was just one pill a day, right? I was up in Minneapolis on business for the very first time. It was either 2008 or 2009. I believe it was 2009. And all of a sudden, my lip started swelling. And at first it felt like a bee sting, right? Like it just even looked like this, but then it kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm telling y'all, I looked like Marge Simpson in the face. I'm in Minneapolis. I have no idea where to go. Someone who's at the same conference as me helps me out, and they get me to the scariest hospital emergency room I have ever been in my life. Like there was somebody there with a stab wound. It was pretty bad, right? And I finally get back there, and actually when I go in, I say, you know, I'm from out of town. Where's urgent care? I don't think I'm in the right place. And she looked at my face and she said, no, honey, you are in the right place. And so I think it was called like an angioedema or something like that I had, where my lip was swollen. And she was like, you're in the right place, because what you don't want that swelling to happen in your throat, and your throat to close up. And then you are not alive anymore. And I had 2 school-age children, so my eyes got really, really big when she said that. And so then doing research and finding out this happens to a lot of people who look like me, who are also blackety black, okay? So again, you got to ask questions, you got to advocate, and I'm not saying just disregard everything that your doctor says, but know these things. Know this. I'm still waiting for Facebook to say, if you've ever had this from taking lisinopril, because I'm going to sign right up. I sure am. Okay. So, you know, hydrate, electrolytes, drink water and hydrate. Okay. You want to eat your lots of fruits and veggies, especially your leafy greens and your, you know, things with potassium in there, like bananas, cantaloupe, watermelon, cucumber. Okay. You want to move your body for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And it doesn't have to be intense cardio. It does not have to be intense cardio. It could just be walking at a really nice rate. Okay. If you are somewhere and you can't get outside that day, make your little path in your house and walk back. Do that 10 minutes 3 times a day. Go up and down the stairs for 10 minutes 3 times a day, okay? And, you know, your magnesium, your CoQ10, your multivitamin, multimineral, trace minerals, all of these things that I have told you. And it's really doing all of the things. Now, I know somebody is out there like, I gotta do all that. Do you want to live? Do you want to live? Because you kind of need a healthy heart to do so. Do you want to live, and how long do you want to live for? Okay? So it, like everything in life, is going to boil down to how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to see your grandchildren get married, graduate from high school? Okay? Because my grandmother didn't get to live. My dad's mom didn't get to live. She died a few months before I graduated from high school. And I know she wanted to see me and my cousin walk across those stages. Okay? And it was heart related, but it was, you know, and she had high blood pressure. Okay? My auntie passed away from a heart attack April 1st last year. Her daughter is graduating from high school. I believe her grandson, I think he graduated last year. She didn't get to see him walk across the stage. She's not going to see her 3 other grandchildren walk across the stage. She's not going to see them become parents. She's not going to see them get married, become successes, and all the wonderful things her granddaughter, the oldest granddaughter, is doing in school. She's not here to see those things. So how bad do you want it is really what it boils down to. I'm not here to preach you. I'm not here to convince you. I know as for me and my house, this is the way we rolling. So you asked, I provided. And again, I'm not a doctor. These are things that are natural that you can do, and you can then talk to your doctor and figure out what works for you. Till then, I gotta go get my laundry. I'll talk to y'all later. I will email you. I will send you that. I'll message it to you, but I gotta go get my laundry first. Okay? Bye.